Why is my ADHD kid having trouble sleeping? When I hear about sleep concerns for kids or teens with ADHD, it's usually that they have trouble falling asleep, difficulty staying asleep, or waking up in the morning. In this video, I share 3 key factors to consider when helping your child or teen with their sleep. Hi and hello! Welcome to Nurturing Youth Counseling. I'm Colette, a licensed professional counselor partnering with you in your child's social and emotional development. I answer questions about children's mental health and provide skills that I've learned while in private practice and with my own children. Come journey along with me on this roller coaster ride of life that we call parenting. It's important to note that 1 out of 3 ADHD kids do have what's called circadian irregularities, meaning they'll have some difficulty with sleep. And we know that lack of sleep worsens or intensifies ADHD symptoms. So consider these 3 key factors. Dedicated listening time. Think about the end of your day. If it's been busy or full of stress, you need time to unwind and relax. Our kids and teens are still learning the skills of how to unpack their daily stress. How many of us have asked questions about their day and gotten little to no response? Or been on the receiving end of an explosion of emotion? Take time to carve out about 15 to 20 minutes before bedtime to give them that one-on-one time to unload. This is a time for you to be their sounding board. So don't use this time to talk about heavy topics, get your questions answered, or problem solve. Just listen. This may look differently for you and your child depending on your situation or their needs. Some kids may choose not to unload. Some may talk 5 minutes, 10, 40 minutes. On average, I recommend trying not to exceed 20 minutes. But you need to determine what works best for you and your child and the benefits and risks. I do recommend whatever time limit you set, be upfront with your child ahead of time so they know. This could sound like, oh, we've all had a busy day today, but I'm setting aside 10 minutes of time for you to say anything you want to say, and I'll just listen. During this time, your child may bring up problems or concerns, but remember, no heavy topics before bed. So you could say, oh, I'm sorry you're having a hard time with that. That sounds like quite a problem. Let's make sure to talk about it more in the morning. Then make sure to set time aside in the morning. If your morning's too busy and chaotic, then pick a time that works best for you. But make it specific and routine so your child knows it will be talked about, just not right before bed. Decreased screen time. A lot of technology uses what's called blue light for our screens. Blue light impacts the melatonin level, which is the hormone your brain produces in response to darkness. It helps the timing of your circadian rhythm and sleep. I mentioned earlier that 1 out of 3 ADHD kids has circadian irregularities, which is when their brain doesn't produce enough melatonin and overproduces cortisol, a stress hormone. This stress hormone disrupts the sleep cycle, creating some of the difficulty your child may be encountering with their sleep. Think about how much screen time your child or teen has in a day. We do use a lot of technology that exposes us to this blue light. The goal is not to eliminate all use, but determine the amount of time we spend in technology over the course of a day. If your ADHD child is struggling with their sleep, rather than ending screen time an hour before bed, which is the recommendation for everyone, they may need to stop their screen time up to 2 or even 3 hours before bedtime. Crazy, right? I didn't say it'd be easy, but if your child is struggling with their sleep, this may be the culprit. Melatonin is often used as a sleep aid and can help get your child or teen's sleep back on track. But be cautious of daily use, as it could be masking or hiding issues that could lead to more sleep troubles. If you are using melatonin daily, consider having a sleep study done to see if there is anything else that may be going on. Devoted bedtime. Most children or teens should be getting about 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Some kids may need more, some may need less. When you sleep, you cycle through 2 phases of sleep, REM and non-REM. Each cycle lasts anywhere from 80 to 100 minutes, and there's usually about 4 to 6 cycles a night. When your child or teen goes to bed too late, their circadian rhythm gets disrupted, resulting in cortisol floods. There's that stress hormone again. That means in the parts of their sleep cycle where they may wake up and roll over, instead of going back to sleep, they have that extra stress hormone keeping them awake, making it harder to fall back asleep. So how do you know when your child or teen should be going to bed? Well, if your child struggles with getting up in the morning and has an awake time of, say, 7 a.m., then subtracting the 8 to 10 hours means they should be going to bed around 10 p.m. If they're still waking up tired, your child or teen may be one of those individuals that needs more sleep. So that would mean going to bed even earlier. But if your child has difficulty falling asleep, we need to look at making them more tired, which means waking them up earlier that morning, and watching for poor sleep habits, like a 2-hour nap when they get home from school. Now, I'm not against naps, but 2 hours throws our circadian rhythm through a loop and will make it that much harder to fall asleep that night. So, the idea is if you wake them up earlier, even though they're tired throughout the day, your child should have enough of what's called sleep pressure to fall asleep that night. This sometimes takes some maneuvering to figure out, but it can be done. Keep in mind, it takes 10 days of true consistency to change a sleep habit. Yep, that means weekends too. We know that lack of sleep worsens or intensifies ADHD symptoms. So if you consider these 3 key factors, you should see improvements with your child or teen's sleep. If there's no change or improvement, I recommend seeing a sleep specialist or having a sleep study completed to determine what else may be going on. If you found this helpful, please be sure to like so I know you're interested in hearing more about ADHD. Share to help spread this important information to families so they can get the support they deserve. Subscribe to hear about future videos. And drop a comment below if you have any questions that I may answer in future videos. This video is not intended for legal advice, nor should it be used to replace mental health therapy. Also, I'm not a professional, so please seek the services of professionals should you need them. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, remember to breathe and enjoy this roller coaster ride of life that we call parenting.